Hi friends, I am Shravana and welcome to Sparkling Future. Before starting with today's topic, I request all of you to subscribe to my channel and also please like, share, comment and hit the bell icon for the latest video notifications. Thank you. Friends, in today's video, we will see how to reverse a linked list. So let's go back to the diagram of the linked list. This is the linked list that we have. So when I say reversing a linked list, what comes to your mind? First, we have this head pointer. At the end, we have the tail pointer. So it should reverse, correct? So head should become tail and then tail should become head. That's when we will say it is reversed. And also, not only that pointers from head to tail and then tail to head, we have to have this arrow marks pointing to the backwards, correct? That's when we will say it is reversed, correct? This kind of things should be there, and this is not none now because this will become none because now tail is this side, not the other side, correct? So this is called reverse. Now 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 will become what? 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 means it is going to reverse. For us, when we see with the normal eyes, it will just looks like just the reversing of the ones. But internally, we have to take care of the pointers as well, like head, tail and other pointers, and then the tail should point to the none. These things also we have to consider before reversing a linked list. So please concentrate on this friends because this is most oftenly used, asked interview questions, okay, in the coding interview questions. So let's see how to reverse a linked list. Now let's write a method for that. Okay, we have a method called reverse now. So as I mentioned, first what we will do, we have to shift head to tail and tail to head, but we need to have a temporary variable so that we can shift head and tail accordingly, right? So now let's take the current or temporary variable. We can take some temporary equal to self dot head, so that now here whatever we have is present in the temp now, correct? Now what we will do, we have to move the tail to head. Self dot head will become now self dot tail. The pointer is, the tail pointer is moved to the self dot head now. Now we have to move the self dot head, which is nothing but temp here. Why we have taken that is, see, for now at this point when you are trying to assign self dot head to tail, we already have the tail here, correct? Tail is already pointed to the head. That's why we have taken a temporary variable here so that this self dot head pointer is intact and is present in temporary variable. Okay, so now using the temp variable, we have shifted head and tail. Now what we have to do, after shifting the head and tail, we have to change the uh, direction of the arrows here towards the back side. Okay, that's when it will become the reverse, correct? For that, what we have to do is, we have to create one again temporary variable. I'll put it as after because that will make some sense, right? So after I'll just make, so what this after will do is, here I'll just clear off all these things. Now we have head and tails are exchanged. Now here we have this head and we have one after here. Okay, so there is another pointer called after we have created. Now what it will do, this is already temp. We have already considered self dot temp equal to self dot head. So what is this after? Temp dot next equal to after, correct? Now what we have to do is, from the temporary variable we have the after, and what is the before here? Currently we will assign to none because at the end we have to have the none only here, and also actually there is nothing, correct? At this point of time there is nothing. Now we will iterate. Now we have three variables created: temp, after and before, correct? Now let's start in iterating this linked list. Now for the first iteration, what will in for the range given of the for this entire length, first after will become the temp dot next. We have already seen temp dot next, and before then what will happen, this head should be moved to here. Head means nothing but temp. So and we should not move this word, this direction, right? We should go in the backward because we are reversing a linked list here. So here we have the temp. Currently this is the temp here. What it should become is before. Here we already have before we have to assign this before to the temp dot next. So now temp dot next equal to before. Okay, now it will, thus before will come here, correct, because this is the temp dot next. Now before will come here. Now what we have to do, we have to assign temp to the before. So what exactly we are trying to do this, we are slowly moving in this direction and trying to cut off this arrow marks in this direction, and we are trying to do the same by assigning that pointer to the before. So that, see, if this is the current one, this is the before one, right? So now instead of this pointer, we are trying to have this kind of arrow mark going to the backward. That's why we have created three variables: temp, after and before. So slowly when you are iterating from first to last node, we are trying to move the pointers very slowly so that all the one by one these pointers will become to the backward by assigning that temp dot next to the before. Okay, now what will happen, slowly once, then it will become after, then temp will come here, then it will become the before, and then again we are assigning the before to the temp, yeah, before to the temp, and then we are slowly iterating node by node, and then we are detaching this particular one by making this when you say when you are coming out of this will become not usable, and then finally we are giving this assign value to the previous node. Okay, this way all for all the iterations until it reaches this tail node, or based on the length of the linked list, we will come back to this same way so that the list will be reversed. Now let's write the code for that. Now for underscore in range of self dot length, because we should have the iteration in for all the, it should iterate through entire list. So I'm taking the range of length here, and we have created, so we have to create this one, right, these pointers. So after equal to, we have already temp, so temp dot next. Okay, and we also created before with none. So this we have done before coming into the loop. So what will happen, temp dot next means here it will be there, the after, before is here, and when you are iterating, we are traversing through this linked list stage by stage. In each node we will reassign the pointers between temp, after and before to make sure that the arrows are assigning to the backwards, not to the next. Okay, now first what we will do is what we thought here, after is temp dot next, correct? So we will write that temp dot next, and the next is before also will become the temp, because it should move the from the before, it should move to here, right? So we'll say before temp dot next equal to before, so that before will be assigned to the temp dot next, and then before will become the temp, because when it is moving to here, it is before, but when it moves here, this is what, this is the temp here. So before equal to temp means we are assigning temp to the before. Temp is nothing but the current iteration of the node. Okay, the current node in the iteration whatever currently we are there, that node we are assigning to the before, and then finally we are assigning after to the temp, after to the temp, so that it is moving to the next one, and the pointer is assigned back to the temp. Okay, so this way we can make the pointers to the backwards. Okay. Now, as we completed the code, right? Now, let's check the code again. What we have done, we have after equal to temp dot next. We already taken, right? This is the temp one. Currently, we have this temp, and here we have the before with which is actually pointed to the none, correct? And then here this is after. Now, currently, this is what we have set here, correct? So after equal to temp dot next and before equal to none. Now in the iteration, first what we will do is after equal to temp dot next. So what is temp dot next is this one, correct? Temp dot next equal to after. So we are creating, we are assigning the temp dot next to the, temp dot next to the after. And then, so here we have this temp. What is the temp dot next? This pointer. This pointer, we are saying that, see, temp dot next equal to before. So this before is here. So if you see here, we are assigning temp dot next to the before. Before is what? None. This is where we will assign it to none. Now what we have to do? We have to move the before to next, correct? So that's why we are saying that before equal to temp. So now here it will come the before. Before will come here and temp here. Now we have to move the temp to the after. So that at this place we have the before now, and here we have temp and after. Okay, now it goes to the second iteration. In the second iteration, what will happen after equal to temp dot next? What is temp dot next? This one. So after will go here. Okay, now we have after here, temp here and before here, correct? And we already pointed this pointer to none already in the previous, like here. Okay, in the first iteration, it's before starting the first iteration. Now we have assigned after equal to temp dot next, and next one is temp dot next equal to before. So this is temp correctly, right? Currently. Now this is the temp dot next, which is pointing to before now. Before means this node current now, correct? The one step we have went ahead to the before also in the previous iteration. So now this particular arrow mark also flip to the before. Okay, now what will happen? Temp equal to after. This temp equal to after. Here the temp also will come to this one, correct? And it goes to the next iteration. In the next iteration, after equal to temp dot next. So from this after will go to next, and then we have temp dot next equal to before. Temp dot next is this one. This is going to the before. Before is now 20. So now this after 20 will point to the 30 because this is before, and then we are assigning before to the temp. So now B will come here. B means before here. Before will come to this one, and temp will go to the after, correct? So like this. In the next iteration, again what will happen? We have after equal to temp dot next. So finally it reaches after here, and we have temp dot next equal to before. So this particular of temp dot next will point to the before. So like this, slowly one by one the pointers we will assign it to the backwards, and finally we will reverse the list. Okay, now let's run this and see how it will look like. Okay, I'm printing the reverse. So now we have given print, so it's overwritten, so it is printing only none. Let's give me display at the end, and then when I run it again, you can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is reversed, and it became 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 now. Okay, this is how we can reverse a linked list. Okay, hope this is useful to you friends. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to my channel for more interesting learnings. Thank you.